Today in the crypto space, we see the market still going sideways, Bitcoin slightly under that $30,000 mark, and Ethereum still hovering around $1,900. The rest of the crypto space, the altcoins, pretty much waiting for Bitcoin and Ethereum to make some critical decisions. Are we going to higher levels, or are we going to finally get that pullback so that we can buy those dips? In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to talk about Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about one altcoin that is looking a bit bearish, and it has dipped, it has retraced, and the question is, should we be buying the dip and accumulating? And that project is called Dimitra. So you know what, let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of that volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, do yourself a favor and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below, and feel free to join that Discord group. Really hot community, sharing a lot of alpha throughout the day, learning experiences, trade setups, and so on. Go check it out. All right, guys, just to let you know, I'm sorry for the voice. I know I'm losing my voice. I have lost my voice, and it's slowly coming back to me. So I should be back in, regular speaking voice very soon. But in the meantime, I still want to get you guys going with some of these setups with what the market is doing. I know the market is pretty sideways here, guys, but this is the time to actually pay attention to the charts. This is the time to be accumulating and focusing, because I know a lot of the retail market right now is not interested. In fact, a lot of the traders that have been buying on the tops are also not interested. And this is a very, very unfortunate thing, because this is where we should be looking at accumulation. Okay, let's look at the general market. We see that Bitcoin currently, as we speak, is still in that range, 30,000 give or take. It did get a little bit of relief after a bit of a dip, but it's still within range. I am still in that bias to the downside. And of course, guys, we'll take a look at the Bitcoin chart very, very soon, and then we'll get into the Dimitra chart. I feel like Bitcoin is a great leading indicator to let us know whether we should be buying the dip on Dimitra right now, or should we be waiting. Of course, a lot of us are waiting for that altcoin season, and Dimitra being an altcoin, it could be the fact that it could get a nice rally very, very soon. And this is why I want to make sure that we take advantage of all these red days, of all the pullbacks, because just in case we do get that pump with regards to altcoin season, we want to have a little bit of skin in the game here so that we can capitalize on the volatility to the upside. All right, guys, so let's continue here. What do we see? Any anomalies? To be honest, very sideways market. Binance sideways, a lot of sideways. Solana sideways. Dogecoin getting a bit of a rally, of course. Tesla again back into the mix of things with regards to maybe allowing Bitcoin transactions or Bitcoin purchases, maybe Dogecoin one day. I know that Dogecoin was already integrated into the Tesla ecosystem, into their website and all of that, but I have a feeling that, as we understand, especially as cryptocurrency and Bitcoin particularly becomes very politicized and integrated into our politics, and perhaps even legalization and regulation and all those types of things, I feel like eventually a lot of the bigger companies are going to want to get the first mover advantage and integrate some of these cryptocurrencies into their checkout systems. So think about that. Dogecoin looking pretty good, but however, pullbacks along the way, down 3%, but however has been getting a bit of a trend to the upside in the last little while. Tron getting a pullback after a decent little pump. We can see a lot of these altcoins are kind of waking up, but getting pullbacks in the last little while. So one thing that is very, very clear in the bear market is that the retracements are fairly deep. And this is why you get this consolidation. This is why you get a long, dragged out bear market consolidation pattern, which means that you're not really making higher highs or lower highs, you're just kind of making deeper retracements, 886 retracements, even sometimes more, 1-to-1, in the sense that you're getting full retracements back to previous lows, double bottoming, double topping. And this is where you get this price action that is super boring because you're not getting a trend, right? You're not able to trade based on momentum on a direction. If you're going sideways, this is chop city. This is where you get wrecked. So be careful here, guys, in the chop zone. For me, I'm not trading in the chop zone. I'm looking for accumulation for long-term spots, no doubt. I'm looking for learning opportunities, learning about the new projects that are coming out. And of course, guys, I am preparing for a fat deep dive that is going to be released hopefully by tomorrow. Guys, I'm doing my best to get that going. And it is about a really, really interesting project. It was recommended to me by one of the followers on the Discord group. Guys, go check out that Discord group. No joke. It's pretty good. It's a nice, tight, small community, which means that you can really, really get in some good conversation going. So enjoy that now while it lasts. And if we can see, a lot of these altcoins currently are pulling back. They are pulling back and kind of going sideways. Yes, we have some good news off of Uniswap and the ERC and the Ethereum tokens. You know, perhaps one day becoming gasless. And what does that mean for Uniswap? Uniswap being the heavyweight for ERC20 tokens, that could be a very, very bullish thing for that DEX, right? So consider the Uniswap right now to be an interesting play. You know, being able to accumulate at lower levels after, you know, Uniswap did retrace quite a bit. But you got to understand that Uniswap right now is the largest market cap, you know, trading platform as far as decentralized trading platform. So, you know, if you're looking for that major volatility, yes, Uniswap can do a nice 10, 20x, give or take. But what about those 100x's, you know, those 200x's, that very 1000x? You never know. So what you really have to do is consider your risk portfolio, your risk profile. Do you feel like you want to get into a larger caps or lower caps? Of course, lower caps can give you that volatility, but the volatility is always to the downside as well. Something you got to consider. Chainlink, we covered Chainlink a couple of days ago. Right, 2 days ago we covered Chainlink. Perfect timing for what happened to Chainlink. Obviously, working along alongside ERC20, working along Ethereum to kind of get this gasless fee type of things going on. And Chainlink got a little bit of a positive pump to the upside. Pretty good, 14.7% in the last 7 days. Still somewhat range bound within that bigger range in the last little while, months meaning. So in that case, expect Chainlink to kind of hover around, but we need a fat breakout on Chainlink. And I'm accumulating at those bottom of the ranges. If you were able to get in at the bottom where we had those green arrows going, right now you're in some pretty good gains. Trail up a stop loss, be able to take a bit of profit, expect that we eventually could break out of this range, but it doesn't have to happen right now. But the likelihood is that it could happen any moment. So prepare for that. If you got a good entry, you want to leave a little bit of that entry in so that you have a position for a potential bigger breakout to the upside. Okay, Chainlink right now is poised for a huge breakout. So be careful here with completely exiting your entire position. Be able to ride the ebb and flows responsibly and protecting your capital along the way. Let's continue here. Pullbacks. Altcoin getting more rallies to the upside. You know, the CEO of Telegram came out hot talking about the fact that he owns Bitcoin. Okay, Altcoin is a Telegram ecosystem project. It is a larger cap project. But when you talk about ecosystems, when you talk about scenarios where, you know, you might be able to distribute these tokens to a lot of individuals, it becomes a scenario where, you know, market cap or circulating supply doesn't really matter because the ecosystem could absorb all those tokens very, very easily. And we know that Telegram is really popular and there's a lot happening there on Telegram, a lot of users and so on and so forth. So it could be that this, you know, this larger cap project has some room to grow at $1.50, you know, getting some higher highs right now, looking for breakouts to the upside is quite bullish. 10% in the last 7 days, looking good. The time to accumulate was a while back when I've been saying Altcoin, to the point that I did buy a small bag, not enough though, but I did buy a small bag. Okay, let's continue here. Sideways throughout the market. Maker continuing its higher highs, synthetics continuing its higher levels. Sideways price action, a lot. XDC getting nice pumps to the upside. Look at that, 62%, 35% in 24 hours. Guys, take those profits, trail up that stop loss. Don't let the market take those gains away from you, especially if Bitcoin does pull back. We want to make sure that we are poised with some of those profits. Injective right now at the bottom of the range. Guys, I'm going to put Injective on the list for tonight's live stream. Guys, I'm going to be doing a live stream tonight. Obviously, I'm going to do my best given my voice. Obviously, you guys can hear it. Not doing the greatest, but I'm going to do my best. And tonight we'll go live. We'll talk about some of these setups. We'll talk about some of these opportunities. And just mind you guys, in the next couple of days, I will be doing a lot of pre-records. Not a lot, but I think about 2 or 3. Given the fact that I am currently traveling and I'm going to be in areas where I do have spotty Wi-Fi. So I'm going to get some videos out to you guys so that at least you have something to go with, you know, with regards to market updates, trends, narratives, so on and so forth. And I promise you next week, we'll get back into business regular as usual. I'll be back into home base for a good while. Okay, so that we'll touch base and do our live streams as per usual. 7:30 Eastern, guys. Feel free to join me tonight. Of course, we'll take a look. I have Injective on my eye right now. This double bottom, triple bottom, or consolidation right now that we are at the bottom of the range either looks like a great opportunity to go long from a risk to reward ratio opportunity, or an opportunity to go short based on a breakout to the downside. Right. So something to consider here. Let's continue. What else do we have? Casper getting some good strength, 10% to the upside. When you see projects going quiet, that's the time. Casper was very, very quiet. We talked about Casper many, many times. Mina Protocol is another one that looks like it's ready to rock. You know, rounded bottoms, looking at divergences, look at those lower level divergences at you know, oversold territory, look for bullish divergences. And right now it could be at good levels of support for Mina Protocol. I did release a video on Mina Protocol a few days back. So that TA should still be good. Go check it out. Where was my right around here? Should still be okay. I know it's about 2 weeks ago, but nonetheless, I do pick big picture daily time frame analysis as well. So it could help you out figuring out where the supports are. And if we are there, look for that bullish divergence, start scaling in. If we start breaking trend, get into that price action, guys. We're getting some good pullbacks throughout the market, but you definitely want to scale in bit by bit so that you kind of have some of that exposure. All right, guys. I know you're here to talk about charts. Let's begin our analysis looking at Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin looking like right now? Bitcoin still within this sideways range, guys. Nothing really happening here. I did put a trade set up early on about going short to this level, and it hit that level multiple times. So let's get rid of it. There's no point of having it there. Let's get rid of it. And we can see that right now we're at the bottom of the range, hesitating, getting support on the 200 EMA on this 4-hour chart. Looking okay, right? But what I want you to be really clear about is this volume gap right here. Huge gap of volume, missing support, right? If you look left, look at the price action straight up and then sideways, which means that if we break below about 29,455, we can snap to about 27,260, give or take. Expect a few reactions around these levels, but I feel like the overall weakness is within this zone. Now, if you look at it, it's very confluent with this breakout. It would be a very good back test of this breakout, to the point that I could even say that we can come down a bit lower, especially if we're able to fly right through this 28,800 or 28,000, you know, this level right here. If we're able to break below, guys, the next level of support is down here at about 25,000. Guys, there's some bearish price targets out there. There's some people that still think a $10,000 Bitcoin is possible. Guys, anything is possible. Anything is possible. However, probability is, guys, that we are looking for a confirmation low big picture on the daily time frame. Let's go to the daily quick. Again, a confirmation low would mean to bring us down to maybe about 20,000, and that would still be so bullish, guys. It would be a higher low, and that would be a continuation to the upside for a huge magnitude of a pump to the upside for a bull run style rally. Okay, that's what we really want to see, is because the bulls are going to want that confirmation that this was the low. Right now, there is no confirmation of that. So what do? We scale in slowly. We take out profits quick. right? If we do get fat retracements, we got to be ready with that capital. We got to be ready with that dry powder. And to be honest, I'm looking for altcoins. I'm definitely looking to scale into altcoins because that's where the volatility is. That's where the gains are. And of course, Dimitra, DMTR is the ticker. Guys, we did a deep dive on Dimitra a while back. Let's go check out that one out. I did that one right around here, guys, and I am researching right now a full-on deep dive on another project. Stay tuned because it's going to be out very soon, probably tomorrow morning. So check that one out. Be prepared. But my Dimitra deep dive goes into a lot of details here as to what it is. Should we getting in? Should we be, waiting for a pullbacks, whatever the case may be? Guys, right now, it's about knowing what the project's all about. Do your research, do fundamentals, because it's very important in this bear market. As these projects are coming out, you're going to notice that there's a lot to be said about them. And right now, we see Dimitra getting this, head and shoulders formation, shoulder, head, shoulder, bearish divergence right here. Full on dip, bottom of the range style. You can see that bottom of the range, volume totally flattened right here. We hit one green candle. Should we have bought the dip? Okay, let's see. Now, momentum wise, we can see that we kind of hesitating here on momentum. We didn't get into oversold conditions just yet, which means that buying the dip at that green arrow on the daily is risky. And one of my rules that I always say is the only time I buy the dips is when the daily, especially if I want to trade the daily, of course, is in oversold conditions. We are not in oversold conditions. In fact, we are pretty much still in the chop zone, in my opinion, which is right around the 50% mark. So with that said, getting in right now, the only justification that you may have to get in at the current moment is getting into the 4-hour. But on the daily, I am waiting for a full reset of the RSI, maybe a full breakdown of this head and shoulders formation, coming down to about 0.0106, right around this level. And if you notice, based on the VPVR, we do have a bit of volume down here to act as support. And this is where the majority of the volume, supply and demand starts to begin. So I would anticipate that a bit of a bounce around that level, or a bit of an accumulation where we W around, or even wick to that level, that could give us the best buy opportunity in the last little while here for Dimitra getting into oversold conditions. Obviously, you don't want to run in too quick because you want to wait for bullish divergence. You want to get for a good trend break and all that good confirmation stuff, but I would be waiting for it to get down to this level to begin your very traditional confirmation analysis. Right now, there is no confirmation. We're waiting for it to get here. Once we get here, we're going to look for the RSI. Is it oversold? Once it becomes oversold, we're looking for bullish divergence. While it's building the potential bullish divergence, we're looking for trend lines, we're looking for structure, we're looking for breaks of structure and break of trends. And then ultimately, as this is happening, we're building confidence for the reversal to the upside. And if that does happen, we will have a position in play ready to go to capitalize to the upside, right? Now, going bearish right now, meaning getting into a short position, is a bit scary because you're not buying tops. You're not shorting the top, you're shorting the mid-range. We could get a bit of a rally back up, get a bit of a fake out, touch the top of the trend line again, maybe hit that 200 daily EMA again. And in that case, you got to be willing to hold that negative position, especially if you're going short. My opinion is right now is not time to get into a short position. To get into a short position, you would have to get back to range highs and kind of get a confirmation that we're getting rejected at about 0.056. So you're not gambling here, guys. You're in a 50-50 chop zone. We could go up, we could go down. My opinion would be, obviously not financial advice, but my opinion, what I would be doing is putting my money where my mouth is and waiting for this dip and accumulating at those lower levels, at that green arrow. For me, that would be a great value opportunity to get in at lower levels. Let's see what this MACD is looking like. Nothing really, still kind of confused, very, very, very confused. It looks like it wants to get green, but it's still facing down the EMAs, so very, very confused. And this is why it is a very dangerous place to start getting into a position. I would be waiting very, very patiently. But if you look at the 4-hour, right, we came from oversold. We are slowly going upwards, while this price action is slightly downward sloping, okay? Now, because we broke trend, it's very likely that we're going to want to break back into this trend, and we're going to want to test to see if we are going to continue to the downside. So this class A bullish divergence right now could be traded only on the 4-hour. You're not going to consider the daily because the daily might get you wrecked. You want to get in and then you want to get out. Right? So that's the thing. That's the daily trade. That's the 4-hour trade. You want to do it quicker. You want to be able to take profits quick. The best time to take profits for me would be starting at about 0.04. Take profits here, take a bit more profit here, and exit your position right as you get to about 0.055. That would be on the 4-hour time frame, obviously waiting for overbought conditions on the 4-hour, and then start scaling out on the 4-hour, waiting for bearish divergence, waiting for breaks of trend, waiting for the reversal patterns that we're looking for, inverse head and shoulders, and all that good stuff. But I currently going into a long position here on the 4-hour is not bad of a scenario. What you want to do is look for a trend. Right now, there's not really any trend or consolidation that could give you a clear break. Let's kind of see what's happening here on the 4-hour. Let's see, we get some trend lines in here. Scooch this down. Let's make this a bit bigger. It's so choppy here. This is chop city. See, and this is one of the things that I don't like is trading in the chop zone, even on the 4-hour, right? Look at the 4-hour chop zone. We're pretty much in the 50 zone for the last while, hanging around here. But because we came from oversold, it could be that this is the back test. This is the back test. It is creating a bullish divergence. So it's looking okay. What you want to do is look at this trend. 1, 2, 3 touches on this trend, which means that if we break the trend, great confirmation for break a trend, okay? No break of structure just yet. However, what I want you to realize is that if you break the trend, you're pretty much breaking some structure because you're creating a higher high here. The higher high is pretty much higher than 35.035. If you break above this zone, you're making a higher high, which is the break of structure, higher high, because right now we're making lower lows and lower highs. And if you start making a higher high, we're breaking structure. Then upon the back test, you are going to start scaling in. So let me get my pen marks in. So right now we're consolidating. We want to break out of this trend, break a trend, boom, very close to break a structure. If we break above here, beautiful. Then we're going to come up, maybe back test, maybe get down a little bit lower, get a confirmation low, a higher low. Once we get that higher low, we're going to wait and see where the oscillator is, start scaling in, get into lower time frames, if anything, on the 1-hour, make sure that we've oversold, start scaling in. And then here is when we start to really rock. If we make another higher high, we're making higher highs and higher lows, guys. The next level to watch out for is here. This is where we want to make the real moves and prepare for this, because if you look at the horizontals, this is the biggest area that we got to watch out for, because if you look at the volume gap, there is one, and we got 2 tops right here. So really what we're doing is entering our positions here at these lower levels so that we can prepare for the bigger breakout, which my opinion is right above the 200 daily to 200 4-hour EMA, and this break above the volume gap, which is at about 0.039. Okay, this is where the magic happens. If we break above this zone after getting this type of pattern, which you can see is an inverse head and shoulder, that's what inverse head and shoulders kind of do, guys. They're back tests, they're bullish divergence. This is so textbook, beautiful head and shoulders potential scenario here. Downward sloping price action, bullish divergence on the RSI, breakout of trend, back test to break a trend, create a higher low. Then you start breaking structure, which is the neckline of this inverse head and shoulder, which more or less is at the point of control right around the zone. And if we break above, guys, straight to the upside, and we have to be quick to take profits. I would be taking profits right around here at about 0.041 is a great time to take profits. Okay, so this is a short-term trade. I really don't put setups here, but of course, sometimes buying the dips opportunities, the green arrows, turn it into take profit scenarios, because those were good critical areas to buy the dip, but we didn't get oversold there on the daily. So right now we are good for the 4-hour to take a little bit of a long to the upside, and percentage wise, it looks pretty good. It looks really good, right? Let's say you can scatter your buy orders right around here and you get out right about here. You're looking at about a 20% little pump. Nobody will ever be complaining on a 20% pump. Still looking good. So guys, be prepared to wait for those signals. Okay, you're waiting for confirmations. Right now, we still didn't even break trend. The trend is your friend, lower lows and lower highs. The only thing we got right now is bullish divergence. And this is where the magic begins. For those of you that are learning trading, This is the time to actually put in the work and start applying traditional technical analysis techniques into this scenario, because it could be ready for this breakout to the upside. Justify your thesis, come up with a bullish and bearish thesis, and justify it by probability. What are the chances, probability speaking, because it's all about statistics, that this thing will break to the upside or to the downside, and choose the side that has a greater probability, and that way your edge is towards statistics. Right now, my opinion is, obviously not financial advice, this should break to the upside eventually, and we're looking for those confirmations. All right, guys, thank you for stopping by. If you haven't yet, do the channel a huge favor, slap that like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. If you have any projects that you want me to cover in future videos, feel free to join the live stream at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, that Discord is on fire. Go check it out. The links are also in the description below. Take care, guys. Have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.